It's time for the
another Inanimate Insanity theory/predictions video, as Inanimate Insanity episode 13 is coming out tomorrow. In this video, I will look at predictions for the upcoming storyline and story arcs, possible plots for the characters, and how stuff in this episode may contribute to the show as a whole. Now this probably won't come as a shock, but out of the 3 possible challenges for this episode, I think it's obviously going to be cave mining, because not only is that obviously the most interesting out of the other 2. I mean, like, sandcastle building? Really? But, I mean, come on, it's in the teaser. They're in a cave. There are crystals. They are mining. Now, you might think that the crew is trying to trick us, but even in last episodes, when the challenge was painting, it was clearly shown in that episode that the characters were painting in the teaser alone. With the obvious out of the way, now let's get on to the story plot. Right off the bat, the teaser starts off with both test tube and light bulb walking together, which I believe will be a continuation of their start of a friendship from last episode. It is also quite possible that both Fan and Suitcase will form a new alliance, having both been in alliances of their own that are not available during this episode. As this is made clear when Suitcase says,
"You know what? Yeah, well, why not, right?"
It seems that Fan will ask Suitcase this question, and then Suitcase will glance back over at Baseball to realize that their alliance-ship is over. In episode 12, while Taco and Mike were talking, Knife came upon them, and Taco now has a plan to get him to obey or to not tell their secret. It now becomes clear what that plan is in the episode, that Taco and Mike are inviting Knife into the alliance.
Join us! Yeah!
Did my hum make me seem interested?
With those pairs set, it looks like Baseball's going to be left on his own, and mostly trying to avoid other people, as it looks like he seems slightly nervous when he realizes test tube is behind him. Now it's time that we get into the interesting part. It seems like this is no ordinary cave that our characters are venturing into. It has weird robotic arms and crystals of high energy levels? I mean, what even is that? When test tube hits the diamond-like thing, his eye turns into a bunch of little pixels, leading me to wonder if it's some kind of portal or device that makes them highly pixelized. And this got me thinking to my theory. The weird stuff in this cave is behind the work of Steve Cobs. Okay, now hear me through. There are weird robotic-like structures that Steve Jobs, being an innovator, could construct. And he couldn't pixelize them, as technology tends to seem to be his thing. Not to mention, he was just brought up last episode when Paintbrush painted him. And that led us to some questions about whether Steve Jobs is really a good, bad character, or what's his storyline. This episode could further examine that. Now for the biggest piece of evidence to this theory. I'm not sure if you viewers noticed it, but after seeing that weird diamond-like structure, it was pretty clear to me that that could be something. It reminded me of something, and I may have been the only one who's seen it. I'm not sure if other people saw it too. But it reminds me of that emoji that no one ever uses. The one with the little blue diamond with the white thing in the center. I mean, look at these two. They are practically the same. When test tube even hits it, it lights up like an emoji would. But to be honest, that's just my theory. And it could be entirely false. Also, with the episode being broadcasted to a select few tonight, many people may already know what happens in this episode. So I could be exactly right, I could be exactly wrong. Time will only tell, and we will find out tomorrow. And while I'm here, I predict the episode may be called Caving In, as it's said in the episode, or Mind Your Own Business, or because most episodes are usually based on puns. So those would be 2 possible episode titles. Anyways, I'll see you around.